Come on and learn about current affairs. It's got comedy, drama, and plenty of scares. He's Alan CF. Hear what he's gonna say when he says, "Welcome to the news." This evening today.
Hello and welcome to the news this evening today. I'm Alan Current Affairs. Top story tonight, cost of living, cost of everything rising exponentially. As inflation hits a 40-year high and the economy hurtles towards recession with the speed of a train and the inevitability of a train cancellation, many people are struggling to make ends meet, or indeed ends vegetables. Joining me now on the line is the only guest we ever seem to have, Prime Minister Boris Johnson. Prime Minister, how are you?
Effervescent, Alan, jubilant, superfallicantulistic, expialidocious. I feel like the Larry's meow.
Is that because Mrs. Johnson has bought you a commiserations thesaurus?
Well, actually it was Evgeny Lebedev, but close enough. It's more than that though. With this inflation what's-it, we're all tightening our belts and mine was already tighter than Jacob Rees-Mogg's Pontiff Pattern Panties. But I'm an expert in all things heat, be it hot air, hot water, hot singles in your area. So I've worked out an excellent way of keeping warm on the cheap. And now I'm sitting snug as a bug in the Bullingdon Club.
Well, I'm sure our viewers would be thrilled to hear about it, those who've chosen a television licence over food at any rate. You're not burning surplus Lilos again?
No, we ran out of them pretty quick once we'd finished with the PPE. I'm taking some advice from the common man, and I am taking the bus, which for me is pretty cheap, because the bus is private and paid for by the taxpayer, boy.
Did you by any chance get this idea from your interview with Susanna Reid and the tragic story of Elsie, who has to ride the bus to stay warm, thanks to the rising cost of gas and electricity?
Yes, that's exactly it, so don't let anyone ever tell you that I don't listen to the public. Good old Ethel. Emphasis on the old.
It's Elsie.
That's what I said.
No, it wasn't.
Alan, don't think you can catch me out that easily. I won't just lie willy-nilly. This isn't Parliament. And besides, I think you'll find I know what I'm saying, because I invented the bus for which Elton should be extremely grateful.
It's Elsie, and, just a moment, Prime Minister. Yes, I find in these situations it's best just to let him speak and dob himself in. Okay? Yes, great. Okay. Sorry about that, Prime Minister. Please continue. Could you clarify exactly what you meant by, and I quote, "I invented the bus foire"?
Well, of course, the year was 1982, when I was but a babe in arms. Churchill was on the throne. Theresa May's belly dancing career was at its height, and the EU was nothing but a twinkle in Merkel's eye.
Literally none of that.
I had observed with my keen and pudgy senses that the horse stacks, so commonly used for transportation, were in fact horribly inefficient because they were constantly being hit by Eurocentric cars.
I'm sure both myself and my viewers are going to regret me asking this, but could you clarify what a horse stack is, Prime Minister?
Oh, don't you Ramonas know anything? Horse stacks were a conglomeration of discarded racehorses, sewn hoof to flank in a great galumphing Goliath that could transport hordes of the common man.
Yes, it's much worse than I expected. Perhaps we could never mention horse stacks again and move on to the buses.
Yes, of course. So, seeing how inefficient these equine engines, these horse stacks, were, I set out to develop a better means of transportation. I took my father's collection of vintage wine crates, downed it like a legend, and then sewed them together hoof to flank to create a chassis.
No.
And finally, I painted it bus red, which is why they're called buses to this very day.
It is incredible that you're Prime Minister.
I know. Engineering's loss was the country's gain. Faster! Go faster! Put some welly into it, Gover. I'll put some welly into you.
Prime Minister, are you being pursued by the police?
No, what police? What party? I've never been to Downing Street. Those are simply campaign sirens, yes. Yes, campaign sirens. And the lights, they're Tory blue. We're saying boldly that the Conservatives are here, and it's time to party. Time to hear councillors debate fiscal policy.
But the elections were well over a week ago, and you suffered massive losses. Isn't campaigning now somewhat redundant?
Well, better late than never.
Apologies, Prime Minister, if I might take a leaf out of your book and change the subject, but watching you lying for your fringe on that bus it's really very familiar. Where have I seen... Oh yes, is that the Brexit campaign bus?
That it is, Alan. That it is. Glad you noticed. We kept hold of it. Pretty much the only seat we have managed to keep hold of.
I suppose it's quite recognisable for your campaigning efforts.
Yes, that was a concern, but using my immense bus painting skills, I've disguised us by painting over some of the words so they'll never suspect a thing.
Which words? Wait, who's they?
The words, yes. We send the EU million instead and leave.
That would spell £350 a week. Let's fund the NHS vote, ? At least it's more accurate now, I suppose.
It is? Oh, corks. I better get out there and fix that. 350 billion all to do it. Sunak will wet his little silk socks. If I can just get out of here, out the window. A little bit of a tight fit, actually. Oh, gosh. Oh, whoa, go. Whoa, what are you doing? I know we're used to going downhill fast, but this is ridiculous. Oh, Lorks. Oh,
Prime Minister, you appear to be flailing about even more than usual. What's happening?
No, everything's fine. Everything's fine. Excellent, even. But I think I need to make a swift Brexit. Give Elsinore my love.
And he's gone. Just like that. If only it was so easy in politics. Well, in other news, campaign bus hits news studio in freak accident.
Fantastic! More work for the construction industry.